The controversy that surrounds Zimmerman and Trey Von Martin. That's what we're going to talk about today on this blog entry. The media has really done a number with Trey Von Martin. It seems like every news organization, including us, is covering it. But instead, I'm going to give you the true bias now. I'm sure some of you all may disagree with me, and that's fine because that's America in this very fact. But the picture that the media has tried to paint here as a result is they try to make Zimmerman guilty for the charges. Now, whether he should have got out of the car or whether he shouldn't have gotten out of the car or should have, would have, could have, that sort of thing, we could semanticize and romanticize this all day long. But the thing is, he did get out of the car because he's a neighborhood watch. And because of the fact that he is a neighborhood watch, that was what his job was. His instinct was to follow him. It wasn't supposed to be made out whether Trey Von Martin was black or Zimmerman was white when it came out to be that he was really Spanish. He was Spanish. Really, not a white Spanish? It's no such thing. Whoever said that, you need to go back to school. You're either white or Hispanic. You're not both. But he was white. He was not white. He was Hispanic. So what I want to say is that, all the media did is try to make him look guilty, when really, in reality, Zimmerman was innocent. He had a right to defend himself. When somebody goes and starts mauling on you and beating you up and hitting you in the head, violently, Zimmerman had the right to fire and relinquish and fire his firearm to protect himself. Because if it wasn't for that, he probably wouldn't be alive today. Zimmerman didn't do anything wrong except defend himself. And that's what the crime is here. But he wasn't guilty of defending himself, even though the media made him look like to be a racist and made him to look like he hated black people, and that wasn't the case at all. He don't hate black people, and he's not racist. He was just merely exercising his right to protect himself because he was on the neighborhood watch. And even though they may have told him not to walk after him or whatever they told him on tape that we don't know about because a lot of that's been doctored. Some of the witnesses could have been doctored, saying allegedly that this was a racial motivated crime, which it really was not because they were paid to say that by the media and by the people that were trying to paint it to be this way, to set off this big riot between blacks and whites all over this country, which has ensued somewhat in California and has in those areas where that stuff happens. But if it were to happen here in Virginia or Texas or New York or Philadelphia or places like that, things would get really bad really quick because people there would not allow for that to happen. For people to block people's cars on roads and all, that would not happen because there would definitely be some bloodshed. So, the thing is, this wasn't racial or motivated at all by Zimmerman. All he was just doing was just trying to protect himself, even though the media is trying to paint him out as a racial, bigot, and that he's a black people basher, and that's not what it was at all. He was just practicing self-defense. And that's really what it is. I don't have no prejudice against black, white, green, purple, or whatever color you are, because I love all people, because God made us all uniquely, and he made us the way we should be as a preacher, We are to defend all people. We are to welcome all people into our place of worship on Sunday and Wednesday night and whenever we meet for church service. And that's the way Jesus was, and that's the way I am. I have no prejudice bone in my body or racial bone. But I'm just reporting it as it really is, not by the way the state bought out, run media has sold it out to be, as Zimmerman being a racist and a black people basher, because that's not the case at all. That's not what happened here, folks, at all. And you can believe whatever you want, but the truth is what Zimmerman done was what I probably would have done if somebody was beating me up. Because it's not against the law to follow somebody, the last time I checked. It's not against the law to question somebody, the last time I checked. It's not a question, to do those things at all. And, you know, when someone starts beating up on you and fighting you and trying to threaten your life, then you have a right to defend yourself with a firearm. And that's what Zimmerman did to Trey Von Martin. So, I mean, that's really the truth about what happened, instead of the way it's being portrayed as. Now, look, the way I thought it looked like he, you know, made the cop look, you know, guilty. But he wasn't guilty. I mean, he wasn't a cop. He was a neighborhood watch person. But he was not guilty. He was just exercising his right for the final time to defend himself for all those people who are Stockholm and who are slow about understanding things. So that's why I'll repeat it again for you so you'll get it the third time. Someone might have been yelling in the background or something, got distracted. But, you know, it wasn't really, the guy didn't do anything wrong that any other person would have done. If it were two black people doing that, you know, nothing would have been said. You know, if it were two white people doing that, nothing would have been said. Because it was a Spanish person and someone that was Native American, you know, or not Native American, African American, sorry. You know, there's racial. It's already a racist profile, you know, and it wasn't racial at all. The guy was just merely defending himself. And that's what any of us would have done, regardless of color. Because I don't look at the color. I just look at what the actions one person done versus what another person done. And that's how, you know, the courts looked at it. And that's why he was not guilty. Because he wasn't guilty. He didn't commit anything wrong, even though the media painted him out to be guilty. But the truth is, when you have somebody coming at you and doing that, you would do the same thing, and it wouldn't matter about the color. Because if I kill somebody in self-defense, it has nothing to do with their color. Color is not a factor. Race is not a factor. The religion, the gender is not a factor. It's either them or it's going to be me at the end of the day. And I want to be alive. So I'm going to do anything I can do to defend myself. And I'm going to protect myself with my firearm. So be it. If I need to use it, I'm going to use it. And that's what Zimmerman did. And at the end of the day, that's why the verdict came out to be innocent. He had his day in court. Justice was prevailed, and it prevailed honestly in his favor because that is really, truly what transpired on that day. Anyway, this is Michael DeSilvs with another blog entry for July 17th, 2013. I'll see you tomorrow with another news update. Bye for now. And keep watching. Subscribe down below. Tell people about us. And I'll see you later. God bless.